Welcome, everyone. My name is Sanika Mate. I am your friend, your guide, and your mentor. And today we are on the fifth episode of the Campus Insider for NMIMS, everything you want to know about the BBA course in NMIMS Mumbai. And today, whom we have? We have Ashka Thakkar. Ashka, can you please switch on the camera? And Kushi Rajawat.
Hi
Kushi, please switch
guys.
on the camera.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. Now, thank you so much for taking out time and joining us for the session, Ashka and Kushi. It's really nice, and I'm sure we will try to get as much information as we want from you. We have a lot of questions. Me and all my students here have a lot of questions. But before we do a quick introduction, just wanted to let everybody know that today's session will be specifically about the campus of NMIMS BBA Mumbai. We would be making sure that we talk about the campus, the everything which will help you to decide and make sure that you know what exactly gets into the course, what exactly the course is all about. Can you please introduce yourself to our students?
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me here. It's a pleasure to be here. So, talking about myself, I'm Ashka Thakkar and I am currently pursuing my MBA from NMIMS. I did my undergraduation BBA also from NMIMS. So, I'm a 2023 pass out of the BBA Finance course.
Okay,
Yeah.
fantastic. So, Ashka, uh, what was your 12th, 10th and 12th scores, if you can let us know?
My 10th and 12th both were 95 percentage. So,
Okay.
yes.
Great. So we have an alumni. We can call her an alumni. Clearly, she has already passed out in 23. So a lot of information regarding internships and placements coming your way, Ashka.
Yeah.
And we have Kushi with us. Again, Kushi, welcome. I hope you're not as nervous as you were when you were
No,
talking to me. And
not really.
uh, again, thank you so much for joining the session. And can you please, introduce yourself to our students?
First of all, I would like to thank IMS for inviting me here and giving me this opportunity to speak. So, my name is Khushi Rajawat, and I'm from Navi Mumbai, and I'm pursuing BBA. I'm a second year student at NMIMS Mumbai campus. So,
Fantastic.
I was in Avalonites International School. It was an ICSE board, and I secured 94.5%. And in 11th and 12th, I had taken commerce, and I was in Reliance Foundation School. It was a CBSE board, and I had scored 90%.
Okay, so let's start with something which is just basic information and then we will ask all our questions. So keep your questions, let the questions coming in the Q&A box. We will take them one by one, as many as we can. Okay, so NMIMS, the name itself, iska naam hi kafi hai. Everybody knows about it. What is the test required? NMIMS takes admission on the basis of two entrants. One is NPAT, which is their entrance, exams or entrance test, what they conduct. It typically starts from December. Applications open ho jate hain uske. And the other entrance which they accept is the SAT scores. Okay, it's an online computer based test. Anybody who is below 25 years can go ahead and give the test. Okay, now for you to apply for this particular test, you need to secure at least 50% in your class 10th. Okay, this particular course, if you look at this particular uh, university, the university has a fees which is falling different upon the case, the courses you would go for. The course fees will be somewhere around 3 to 5 lakhs, not really more than that. On an average, this is what you will end up spending. Okay, best part, after giving the entrance exam, there is no PI, which means it is just a merit based. According to the merit, you will be allocated the campus. Now, how many campuses? NMIMS has campus in Mumbai, Navi Mumbai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Indore, Dhule, Chandigarh. We have a total of 7 campuses. If you want to pursue BBA, BCom Honors, BSc Finance, and BSc Eco, 4 subjects: BBA, BSc Finance, BSc Eco, and BCom Honors. It is mandatory for you to have mathematics, or to do, you should have the mathematics, or you should have done your mathematics in 11th and 12th. For rest, which is liberal studies, BBA in branding and advertisement, BBA in IB, and BBMM, mathematics is not really required. Now, when it comes to the main entrance exam, which is the NPAT, it's 100 minutes, 100 minutes test, where you would get three sections: quantitative ability, logical reasoning, and verbal ability. 40 marks each, and a total of 120 questions, which would be there. Okay, 40 marks in terms of the section which I'm referring to. Best part is NMIMS war with NPAT, you get three attempts, and they will pick best of the attempt. So from December to May, you get the opportunity of giving your three attempts. Every particular subjects you apply and attempts you give, the fees for application works accordingly. But good part is you know how exactly you can apply. All the admissions are for the entrance are rank based, and if you want to get into the Mumbai campus, you can, if a cutoff of around 75 to 80, as per the research or as per the data we have seen, can fetch you in the rank of around 2500. So students who are falling into the rank of 2500 can expect getting the Mumbai campus. Okay. And again, the cutoff for the rest of the uh, campuses like the Bangalore or the Navi Mumbai or the other would, again, as you go higher with the rank, you will get a campus, but it will not be the Mumbai campus. Okay. Ashka, starting with you,
Okay.
starting with senior here. So Ashka, what were your options, as in which other entrances you applied for?
So I gave almost all the entrances. Symbiosis, Christ, IMS. I gave IPMAT. So my other options in general were I did not clear the interview for IIM Indore. And other than that, I had got all the other colleges, the top colleges that we name for undergraduation. NMIMS, IIM Rohtak, Nirma, Symbiosis, Christ. So all of those. So I decided to go ahead with NMIMS because of course it is after, if you're not aiming for the 5 year integrated, or if you've not gotten like me, NMIMS is one of the best options, definitely. And B, it was Mumbai, so a no-brainer there.
Absolutely. So IIM Indore, I mean, working towards getting even an interview call for IIM Indore, whoever is preparing or understand what they are going in for, they know that it is definitely like a climb to Mount Everest. And good job there. Even getting to a PI stage is something which is very, very good, Ashka. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Okay, you have your own reasons, here, but let's see what a student who's studying with NMIMS have to say. So, Kushi, the same question to you. What were your options when it comes to entrances? So, 2 years back, when you were looking at, the colleges and universities, what universities you applied for and why you decided on NMIMS?
So actually, I had given five, and from last year they had started entrance for NM and Mitibai itself.
True.
So I had given those, and I got into that in both of them. And in Christ, I did not get the main campus, but I got two other campuses. I had given two attempts, but I was, in a later slot, so they did not give a lot of preference. And also, I had given St. Xavier's entrance exam, but the seats are only 24 or something, so I didn't get into that. And I had given IIM Indore, and I couldn't give a lot of time to that preparation because last year everything was online and then my exams were offline, so I had to focus on my 12th. So I didn't really get a lot of time, and I got sick also. So, but I'd still given the IIM Indore exam.
So it was again for you like a very obvious choice for NMIMS.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. Now, why BBA? Okay, so my question to here is for Kushi. Kushi, why you opted for BBA?
So my family is also from a commerce background, and from ninth we had option, to take science or commerce, and I was so sure from that time only that I want to do something in commerce, mostly in business or something, because my father is also a businessman. I don't want to continue over there, but just that, I wanted to do something in business, and BBA is, in a lot of demand. Many people do it, but not many get a good package, or many people start their own business and everything, so it has a lot of value, and after you do MBA your value increases, so and NMIMS at BBA is the best option.
Okay. Uh, Ashka, thank you so much for that, Kushi. Ashka, would you possibly let us know? Now you have completed your BBA. I think your perspective would definitely help. What was the reason behind BBA?
So BBA for me, as completely opposite to what Kushi said, it was a very last minute decision, and like we had to choose it from 11th and 12th for 11th. So choose it. Nobody comes from a commerce background. For me, my parents were like, so there's this a little bit of a bias towards taking science or taking commerce. So my parents were like, "Why are you taking commerce?" I'm like, after I saw. So basically, what I did was I went through all the books of commerce science, what options I have in future, and BBA being a dynamic course. To be honest, it does not limit my options, but also gives me a reliable degree, so that's something, and I'm interested in numbers and, of course, management. So, and that's when I knew that I've always wanted to do MBA since my 11th. I was very sure that I'm going to go for my MBA right after. So, BBA was very much like a stepping ladder towards MBA for me, because it did not make sense for me to take any other course if I ultimately wanted to go into an MBA. So BBA did, and it, to be honest, coming into MBA now, BBA is helping me a lot with the amount of knowledge I have related to all the fields and the subjects. So
Okay,
yes.
awesome. And I think it's a great perspective because you have already completed your BBA, your journey of how you actually picked it up. And right now you're doing your MBA from NMIMS itself.
Yes, the Mumbai campus.
Fantastic. Okay. So now, as Kushi, you are doing this course with NMIMS. In this 2 years, you are in the second year, right? What has been your experience? What do you feel is unique compared to what you have studied? How exactly it's a little different?
So first of all would be the faculty. It has a great faculty, with qualified teachers and knowledgeable, and also who have a lot of experience. So, they just don't teach to finish the syllabus. Some of the teachers would do that, but most of them, they actually want to impart the knowledge they have to you. So, and also NMIMS is really strict and stringent about its rules and regulations. So they are very strict and very they need, discipline all the time. You might have seen in the news that last semester, BCom honors second SY students, all of them, got suspended for a few days or something. And one of my friends' division, like BBA, it has 10 divisions. So one of the division had also got suspended because of behavioral issues for 1.5 days. So they are very strict about the behavior of the students, because obviously it's a business school. And also punctuality. So you can't, enter after 5 or maximum 10 minutes of the, lecture time, because they won't let you in. And if they don't let you in, you can't complete your 80% attendance. So, and if you can't complete the attendance, you're not allowed to give the term end exams also. So there are, a lot of consequences and all. So it is really strict about
Okay.
all of that. And also, the canteen last year, actually, our campus was Mithai building. This year they have shifted to Mukesh Patel, School of Engineering. So last year we had four canteens, and the food was good and everything. And Bahar, out of the college also, you have a lot of variety. So खाने का कोई issue नहीं होता as such in Mumbai especially. So yeah, and BBA, the teachers and everything, your friends, you also get exposure to a lot of, culture, because from all over India, students come from all over India, and you understand their lifestyle and everything. So there's a lot of great exposure I have. And the presentations they give you, the group projects. So you also, have to overcome um, the fear of public speaking, which I had, but comparatively it's much lesser now.
Great. You have given me a lot of meat. A question which I was actually planning to ask. आपने उस सब का जवाब दे दिया. Thank you so much, Khushi. But coming to you now, Ashka, you now as you have completed your BBA, okay, what you felt was the strength and what was so unique about the program where a student should really take it as a priority in case if they get the admission, they should make sure that ले लेना चाहिए admission.
Uh, First of all, actually everything about NMIMS, make the most of it. Like, to be very honest, so in the first 2 years, you don't have to choose a specialization. You get exposure to not just the management fields, but you get exposure to a lot of fields. There was law, there was mathematics, there is also a little bit of science involved. There's marketing, there's finance, operations, everything that NMIMS provides. So make the most of it. So as Kushi mentioned, all of as students, as studying there, we also did find the attendance a little stringent, the disciplinary issues and everything. But now that I've come out of it, I realize that, and now looking into the corporate world as how the companies see a college or a university, NMIMS is definitely here to provide the companies with a plethora of extremely and the best students, extremely smart and the best talented students. And NMIMS does everything in its power to give you the best of what they can, be it the faculties, be it your exposure to different people, different cultures, be it the subjects, or be it the disciplines, or be it, the various projects that you're given. Make the most out of it, especially make the most out of the faculties, because the faculties have achieved a lot in their personal corporate lives as well as in their education fields. So, and they have a lot to give if you make the most of it. So yes, those are definitely some of the unique points that
Unique
NMIMS
points.
provides.
It is indeed. It is indeed.
Mhm.
So the reason why NMIMS is one of the priorities for students is because of the name what it has created for themselves, the quality of education what they are offering, and if you look at the kind of fees what you pay for that particular, uh, you know, for the course and for the campus, it definitely makes the whole education worthwhile because that's what you look at in a university. You look at the legacy, and NMIMS is there since what? 70s or possibly even early than that. It is there, for a long time. It has created its mark. If you look at the notable alumni, just Google it. Okay, just Google it and you would see the notable alumni. So yes, okay, it has its own reason. Now, let's quickly take few questions because the Q&A box is kind of just filling in. Okay. Uh, Rajrujal is asking about placement. Yes, we will definitely talk about placement. Okay. Akshat is asking about the negative. Aditya Ansh is asking about negative marking. No, there is no negative marking. I hope that is clear. There is no negative marking here. Uh, I wanted to ask whether applied maths as a subject in 11th and 12th will allow me to take BBA in NMIMS. Yes, that's what I exactly mentioned. If you have taken mathematics, you will be able to take BBA in NMIMS because for you to apply for BBA, maths is a mandatory subject it's kind of an eligibility criteria. Okay, so it is extremely important. After being, you explained to me about the uniqueness of the NMIMS BBA, but going back to the first year for both of you, okay, what is something in your experience, Ashka, is a problem which all the students face? So all of the students who have joined right now with us, possibly next year, we would have a maximum of the students doing NMIMS BBA. Okay. Now, what exactly is the problems students tend to face, or what are the challenges they face in the first year?
Okay, so in the first year, first of all, people moving from some other cities or states to Mumbai, it is definitely going to be a challenge to relocate, to find a place, to make friends, and have good flatmates, roommates, maid, cook, everything. Basically, all of that definitely is a challenge. B, it does get some time. It does take some time for you to get used to the paced Mumbai life. I'm just talking about Mumbai campus here, to be very honest. It
Absolutely. We are referring
it
only to
does,
Mumbai campus here.
right. And it does take some time. Talking about NMIMS, so there will be a few students who will think that this is something that we've already done in school. First of all, in the first year, at least in the first semester, they do try and brush up your already basics so that you do not have an issue in your second and third year. So a lot of students might
Hmm.
not like all of that. They might get bored, but it does become important for that brushing up of the basics. That NMIMS gives you enough time to do that and make sure that you're clear with it. And one more thing that people would have an issue is with maintaining an 80% attendance. NMIMS is very strict about the attendance. So do not try and miss the lectures. Try as avoiding as much as you can. Eventually, after 2 to 3 weeks, you'll find your way out of maintaining a schedule. So
All right. Ashka, thank you so much for that perspective. Kushi, would you like to add something? It's just fresh. You've just completed your first year.
Yeah,
What were the challenges you faced with the course or with the campus? Something which you felt was a challenge?
actually, I come from Navi Mumbai, so the lifestyle is pretty same because I'm used to going to to Mumbai since I was a child. So there wasn't a lifestyle or living issues or anything. But there were a lot of new faces, a new environment for me. It took me almost a month to adjust to the new environment around me, the making friends and everything because after COVID, my social battery was down. So it took me time to, actually talk to people and everything. So yeah, and I was late on the first day of college on the first at for the first lecture.
Oh.
So and that I was 20 minutes late because of the rain. So that teacher, I wouldn't name her, but she didn't allow me. I was 20 minutes late. I understand the reason why she didn't allow me, but I started hating her from the first day of my college. So it was a challenge. On the second day also, I was 10 minutes late. So I didn't,
Hmm.
I didn't dare to knock the door to, let me in. I didn't want that impression for the other students to have that, ye to hamesha late aati hai. So I didn't go inside only. So, from the third day, I was, before time always. So punctuality was, being a person who's always a latecomer, I inculcated a new skill of being on time. And there are, actually one mistake I made was I took the ICAs, like the internal tests, very lightly. So for the term and exams, it was a pressure for me, to, have that particular score you require, otherwise your GPA would be down. So it was a challenge. And second sem, I made sure I didn't make those same mistakes. So my GPA improved, of course, but I'm still on my, thing to, improve my GPA. So yeah,
And
don't take ICS lightly. That's what I would
All the
like to say.
best, all the best for the rest of your test. But something which I wanted to highlight here, students, uh, that's what exactly you would happen, when you are picking up a management course. This is something which we can say a chota management course, but yes, it will prepare you, it will kind of push you to develop skills, it will push you to learn. uh, People say punctuality is a very good thing to kind of develop, and at this stage you might take everything lightly, but this particular discipline will ideally create a discipline in you to be better managers. And I think that is the reason why uh, all the B schools would have some real, you know good discipline, starting with having yoga in the morning, or possibly you people, all the students following the punctuality, going with different universities. But that's exactly what the course would be all about. Now, I got to know a lot of information. Now, attendance was my next question, but both of you have very specifically mentioned that if you want to do NMIMS BBA or any other course, 80% attendance is mandatory, right? So, with the 80% attendance and you guys traveling, all right, what exactly your day looks like? Kushi, this question is to you specifically. I think Ashka have done her part of the daily routine, but uh, Kushi, what exactly your day looks like? When it starts and till what time you have your lectures? How many lectures
So,
do you have?
yeah. So there are 4 lectures daily, and so the timings for first year and second and third year are different. So first year the timings were from 12:30 to 5:10. So I used to wake up at 9. I used to, be done with my regular routine and everything. I used to leave the house by 10:45, 50 because I travel by train. So, you have to be very specific about the trains because एक बार train छूट गई, then दूसरी train आना, फिर I have to switch trains. So from here to Vadala, and then I switch my train from Vadala to, I take the Goregaon wala train. So it's a little bit of, hectic schedule I had. It took me some time because being a person from Mumbai, Mumbai, whatever. So I've barely traveled from train. So it was, difficult for me to, travel alone and everything. I still had friends from here, from Navi Mumbai itself, but it was, a challenge for me. And, changing platforms and everything. So by now, after the first month or something, you have club meetings as well, which start from 5:30. So they used to end by around 6:15, 6:30. I used to reach home by 8. So, and then I used to get tired. I used to eat and sleep. So that was my first year schedule. Now the timings are from 7:30 a.m.
Wow.
So yeah, from 7:30 to 12:10. So by I wake up by 5:30 something, and I travel by cab actually in the morning because there's no traffic, and I reach within 40 minutes. Otherwise, it takes 1.5 hours one way. So, and return me, I come by train only. So I come home by spend time with my friends and everything, and I come home by 2, 3. So,
Okay.
and I get the rest of the day free for myself. So
Okay.
yeah,
So, how many lectures were there in the first year? दिन में
four
कितने lectures
lectures.
होते थे? Four
Yeah,
lectures.
4 lectures, 1 hour each. But in the end, they have to complete their 60 hours of each subject. So in the end, we used to have, sometimes 5 or sometimes even 6 lectures a day. So it depends, but mostly 4.
Okay. So, four lectures in the first year and four lectures in the second year.
Yeah, every year, yeah, same.
Okay. Ashka, coming to you in regards with, you know, your towards the third year. Now, she has mentioned about the first 2 years where the day ends for her around like 12:30 latest. Okay. But what about the third year? Is it similar for third year as well?
Yes, so the lecture timings remain the same, definitely. But now, for this second and third year, I would say, so if you're a part of the core of some club or the committee, it does extend for you for sure. And other than that, the lectures are same. You get enough time to to prepare for what you're planning to do after your undergraduation. You get that enough time. You free by 12:30. You have your lunch and everything free by 2:30. So not really an issue. NMIMS usually would not tell you to stay back until evening or something. You have the time to yourself to do what you want to do. If there are certain extra lectures or something, for sure they'll ask you to stay back. And in third year, so there's a specific course that is compulsory for all the universities to provide. So every class gets a week of that, and you have 4 more extra hours to sit in college. It is a pain, definitely, but you have to sit through it because it gets reflected in your final degree certificate that you attended the course. So yes, other than that, very, very easy to go through the day.
Okay,
Not an
very
issue.
easy to go through the day. Great. Now, students who have well versed heard about the fact that attendance kitna hai. My next question is something which is very crucial for girls, I guess. I guess. What is the dress code? Do you guys have uniform, formals, casuals? Okay, Khushi, please.
Yeah, so you cannot wear skirts or shorts, but you can, they don't recommend wearing tracks, but we still wear track pants and everything. So, and you can't wear too much, revealing clothes, like tube tops or something. I'm not sure, but yeah, you're not allowed to wear all of that. And during some presentations, you have to wear formals to, give you a corporate kind of feeling. So yeah. And even boys can't wear
Okay,
shorts or anything.
okay. So
Smart
hair
casuals,
color and all is
basically.
fine. Smart
Yeah.
casuals. Okay.
Yeah.
Ashka, would you like to add something to that?
No, I think that's it. As in, you can wear casuals and go smart casuals, but during the presentations, you have to wear formals. So, yes, just, yeah, nothing else.
Nothing else. Okay. Now, starting with the campus, information here. Uh, the campus, NMIMS campus, and the clubs. Okay, quite heard of them. What are the clubs which exist, Ashka? Can you help us with that? What are the clubs which exist in NMIMS? And can you just give us an overall picture of, the clubs and other things with NMIMS?
Sure. So, NMIMS has its annual fest Vayu. Vayu is one of the biggest fests of any Mumbai colleges. Vayu, Kshitij, I think people would have heard of it. So Vayu is NMIMS Mumbai's fest, one of the best fests. You really don't want to miss it. Talking about other clubs and committees, there are various clubs: Rotaract Club, Sports Club, Literary Club, Tech Club. You get exposure to all of those clubs. You For the clubs, the processes start at the beginning of the year. They'll give you an introduction during the induction process itself. The first day that the college is introducing the college to you, the clubs will also come and introduce them to you. And then their applications open. You apply. You first in the first year become a member of the club. That is, you're around 150 people approximately in one club, which means, so since in the first year it is difficult to make friends, so you have two ways of doing that. First is your own class, second is your clubs and committees. Clubs and committees become very important because clubs and committees also have your seniors in that. So they guide you, they teach you, and they walk you through Bombay wherever and whenever needed. So clubs and committees, I would recommend for the people who get into NMIMS, please join a club committee that you're interested in and try and give it as much as possible. I personally was in sports club and Vayu in my first year. And in my second year, I was the vice president of sports club and I had a blast. It was that position of responsibility that I held in my second year is still helping me in my MBA as well as to get my placements, because it's a good CV pointer for you. But do it if you're interested completely. So clubs and committees do have various functions and events throughout the year going on throughout, and it will be fun. Please do join if you get into NMIMS Mumbai. talking about campus, NMIMS does not really have campuses. NMIMS has buildings. Until this year, NMIMS was a part of the Mitiwai building, wherein I think 12 colleges used to go in the same building and study in the same building. But I think they shifted to a new building this year. It is a good building. As compared to what I studied in, it's definitely a better building. So yes, campus, nothing really. All the events happen either in the auditorium, which is in the main NMIMS building. It's huge, but still a building. But it does have a huge auditorium. A lot of events happen there. And other than that, there are the clubs and committees book various venues, be it the sports venues or grounds for the fest. The clubs and committees book them, and that's where you go and have your event. So that's basically campus life. You have to roam around a building, but there are, of course, the area is good, Vileparle, Juhu, nice areas, so you can hang around there.
True. I would want to kind of extend this a little bit. Kushi, were you allowed to be a part of Vayu in the first year? So in the first year, students are allowed to be a part of the fest,
Yeah,
or
I was a
they
part of
are.
value. I was in one department named hospitality, and you can be a member. You have to be a member, you know, when if you like doing fest. And I was also a part of SRF, Social Responsibility Forum, and I was also a part of Rotaract Club. So now I'm the senior member in Rotaract Club and SRF, but I don't really want to be a part of Y because last year, like this year, it was in Feb, so it was not really a blast for me. You know, opinions may vary, but it wasn't really a happening one for me because I had a lot of work to do in the morning, in the heated area in Juhu. And evening it was nice, but sometimes, police also came and everything. So not a really good experience for me. So I didn't want to be a part of Vayu, but I would still like to attend the fest because, celebrities come. And there are some small events also where, last year we had Rohit Saraf and mostly Sane coming into our building. So it's a lot of fun when Vayu hosts these events. And there's also this cultural club called Montage. And last semester we had this traditional day, Bollywood day, and also twin day. So it was a lot of fun. Seeing people dress up and all smiles on their face. So it was, those 3 days were amazing.
Great. So how many clubs or a student can join? We have this question asked by Anish that how many clubs can one join?
So there is no limit to joining the clubs, but you humanly possible you can't join more than 3 clubs because you have to attend each a lot of meetings, and if you don't attend, they remove you from the club. So you maximum 3 or 4. For more than that, I won't suggest. And yeah, there's no
Okay.
limit as such.
All right. Now something which is very important. We have heard this, but I don't know whether it does happen. One of a student is asking, is there any ragging? Ashka, starting with you, have you experienced anything like that? It's not. It's ideally now illegal. Nobody can rag you. So in case if it's happening, you have the right to complain. Kushi, have you experienced anything like ragging in NMIMS?
Um,
No. No. So Pooja, be rest assured, no ragging happening. Not with any college.
So, so ragging usually is an older concept. Right now, it's just please reach out to your seniors in case of anything. They'll be there to help. And since it's not a in-house accommodation for NMIMS, so you're not there the whole day and you're not spending the night in their hostels. Everybody has this first, so there's no possibility of being ragged there. So yeah.
So don't worry, there is no ragging happening for sure. Okay. We have another question from Ashmi who is saying, do you actually study in the NMIMS building or Mitibai? Ashmi, there are two buildings, I say opposite. I'll just answer that question, giving her a possibly some context to it. Okay, so they were sharing the campus. Now they would have a separate building altogether. So as Ashka said, there is no campus. Normally we hear university has 27 acres campus and 6 acres campus. NMIMS has building. And now there is a new construction done specifically for the management students. And now if you are going for 24-year, then you would be having your another kind of building where you would study. Okay, so I hope that gives you some context. Can you go more in detail about the specialization after second year? Yes, let's take up this particular question. Ashka, uh, starting with you, when it comes to specialization, which is given you, this option is available in the second year or post second year?
It is post second year, so you get to choose between two specialization. I'm talking about BBA here. You get to choose between two
Mm-hmm.
specialization, finance and marketing. Only two
Correct.
specialization. However, in either of the specializations, so for finance, there will definitely be 3 to 4 finance subjects, but there'll be 1 or 2 general subjects like operations and supply chain. Or there'll also be a little bit of marketing. There'll also be a little bit of strategy. So yes, and similarly for the marketing specialization, you'll have 3 to 4 of marketing subjects and 1 or 2 others, the same ones, which are operation, your strategic management, your a little bit of marketing, everything. You'll have both of them. So, but yes, there are only 2 specializations that you can select from finance or marketing.
Okay. Kushi would be choosing her specialization next year. Kushi, which one are you opting for?
Marketing.
Finance or marketing? Okay,
Marketing. Yeah.
marketing. Fair enough. Great. Now coming to a very important question. Okay, we spoke about clubs. Now Shika has a very valid question to ask here, that does joining clubs affect attendance? Kushi, does joining clubs affect your attendance? Meeting, for you to attend the meeting, you will have to bung
No,
your lectures,
no,
or
no,
it
no, you
happens
don't have to do
you
that
don't have to.
because they schedule the meeting according to your timings only. It happens after 5:15. So, and even if you don't attend once or twice, it's fine. Look, they are your seniors only, so they won't do anything, you know. But yeah, there's no uh effect on your attendance or anything.
Absolutely no effect on your attendance. Now, a very important question now, as we are talking about clubs, okay? Ashka, this one's would be for you. What is the club? This is a question which is asked by Anya. She's asking which post or which is the club or leadership opportunity that hold most authority from a CV point of view? You spoke, you were the VP, right? Vice president for a club. Now you also need to mention which particular post. So all my students are pretty direct in terms of, they have their agenda clear. Then they will target that.
Right. So you get to be at a position of responsibility in only in second or third year. In the first year, you're still a member because you're still learning. So in second or third year, all the clubs have their cores, and in the core there are from 6 to 7 people to around 12-15 people in every core, right? It varies from club to club. Now, being a core member does give you a good CV pointer. Now, it depends upon you, what interests you, how much you can handle, and how much time you can dedicate towards being a part of the core, because being a part of the core is not that easy. With great authority comes great responsibility, right? So
Absolutely.
so yes, in the second and third year, you do get a chance to become a part of the core and do what interests you. And yes, all the core members would hold a special position in your CV, but especially being a president or the vice president of any of the clubs or committees does give you an edge over the heads. So it's presidents, vice presidents, The president, vice presidents, the heads, and then the senior members, and then the members. That's how the hierarchy works. So of course, the more you're on the ladder, you'll have more a better CV pointer, but heads as well as the president.
Okay. Now coming to the question, the next question here, which is about Parth asking, is a 5-year integrated program like IPM in NMIMS? No, research karo. It is not available. Anybody asking for IPM with NMIMS, please do your research. An integrated program in management or any kind of a 5-year program as of now is not available with NMIMS. In case by the time you are starting, if it's available, it will be a change thing. But as of now, there is no IPM available with NMIMS. 2, 3 students asking the same question. No, sorry, there is no IPM. Okay. Coming to the next question, we have a lot of questions in the chat box. In the final year, now let's speak about the internships because a lot of questions are coming. I can understand first year doing an internship can be a little challenging. Okay, because your whole day kind of gets into, possibly understanding the course and getting adjusted with it. However, when it comes to the second year where you are free by the time it's the first half of the day, uh, is college ask or requesting students or suggesting students to do internships, or internships are offered in the third year? How exactly it works? Ashka, can you please enlighten us?
So the college requires a compulsory internship between your second and third year. It's a compulsion. You have to submit a project related to it as well as give vivas related to it. That's only one internship that the college says it's compulsory. Other than that, it is completely upon you. You can manage the internship as well as your college assignments, projects, everything. Please go ahead. It will always be a good thing. But it usually doesn't happen. I've not seen a lot of people interning as well as doing their college together, since your college does get completed around 12:31 lunchtime. So after that, internships are difficult to get. But yes, there is only one compulsory internship, which is between second and third year.
With the strict attendance and participation for clubs, would it be difficult to take part in the external internship? So, does taking part in clubs or the kind of fest is happening, does it kind of binds you and time kam bachta hai internship ke liye?
हाँ
Not
मतलब नहीं, as in the first year definitely, since you're moving into a new place, new college, you don't have that much time to run to an internship after 5:30 where your college is ending. Right. And in the second and third year, any external internships that you're doing, then you'll have to prioritize. Like then do not become a part of something which you know you're not going to be able to give time to. As in, during a regular month, clubs and committees are not that time consuming. But if there's an event or something coming up, it will definitely consume your evenings as well as nights. So you can't tell your internship that I have an event to attend or I have a DJ night to go to as an event, and hence I'll not show up. But yes, I did have a lot of friends. I had a friend who was interning at the airport. He was doing a part-time job in the third year. So from college, he directly used to have lunch and then run to the airport, and then he used to come back at night. So then you have to prioritize what do you want to do.
What about you, Kushi? What exactly is your opinion when it comes to you have done your the social internship where you worked with an NGO, but do you think it is a little stressful with the whole thing going on already?
No, because you do the internship during your summer vacation. So you are free for 1.5 months. So you have nothing else to do other than meeting your school friends and everything. And first year, I wouldn't suggest doing an internship because first year is all about exploring, making new friends, hanging out, going, exploring basically, going to new restaurants, cafes, and, just exploring, not, being focused academically so much because you're already getting used to, a new curriculum and the syllabus and everything. So, internship in the first year, I don't think it's possible or, convenient. But in the second and third year, I'm not sure about the third year, but in the second year, you have the other half free. So I think you can, if you can devote your 2 to 3 hours of a day to, an internship, I think you can do that. Currently, I'm not doing any internship, right? So,
Okay, you're not doing any internship. Okay. From internship, let's move to something which has been asked by one of us, of our students. Prisha is asking that if you want to become an HR, does NMIS favor you because it doesn't have its specialization? So with BBA, you don't have specialization with HR with any of the courses.
there are only two options, marketing and finance.
Okay, for BBA, there are only two options. So when it comes to
Yeah.
HR is concerned, Prisha, I think here your best bet would be moving to possibly doing BBA and taking that as a specialization. You can do, sorry, not BBA, pardon, it's MBA. With MBA, you can definitely do MBA in HR. Okay. Next question, NMIMS does provide various short-term certification courses. So is it possible for the students to manage doing them too? I think it's completely subjective. If you have the bandwidth and the appetite for it, go ahead. Nobody's stopping you. You can go ahead and kind of get that done. Uh, Another question is, ma'am, what is the cutoff for Mumbai campus? 2,500 was the rank, but I think 75 to 80 is what, as this year, is what we have seen amongst the students. Would also like to know about the placement offered by NMIMS. I think let's just address the elephant in the room. We have a lot of questions around placement. Uh, let's, I think Ashka would be the best person to answer this question. Ashka, what exactly and how exactly placements work?
So you do have a placement committee in NMIMS that will be helping you out. They will tell you. I also read a question, will there be assistance in internship? Yes, there is assistance in internship that the college provides if you want. For the placement, yes, they do. They give you a list of companies. They'll keep telling you that this company is coming in for this specific role at this specific stipend for this specialization. So if you want to go in, you have to first apply as well as first you have to apply, and then there'll be the whole process. The companies will come into college, take your interviews, and then you get shortlisted. So yes, you will get placements. Don't worry, you'll get full assistance on placements, whatever you need. There are good companies that come in for finance as well as marketing. I'll be talking about specifically third year because the placements would happen after that. So yes, for both the specializations, companies companies would be coming in. It is upon so be active during the whole process. Otherwise, you don't want to miss out on it. And yes, the good companies come in with various stipend and various opportunities at various places all across the country. There's Gurgaon, there's Bangalore, there's Bombay. So all across the country, companies like let's say D Show, then Asian Paints. You can go through the placement report for NMIMS. A lot of good companies coming and you'll be given all the assistance.
I hope that answers the question. Internships, does it require or NMIMS provides you with the support? Yes, as Ashka said, you will get support to find internships. Otherwise, you can search it for yourself. Placements, they do have a placement cell. Okay. Now, let's quickly look at the questions. Do we have to give personal interview for BBA in branding and advertising? Ria, no. All the NMIMS admissions are done NPAT based and it's ranking based, so you would not really have to give any kind of an interview. I have opted for applied mathematics in 11th and 12th. Will it allow me to get to NMIMS? Yes, it will. The answer is yes. as a college doesn't have its own hostel, would it be a problem if you are not living in Mumbai? I would personally like to ask both the seniors about their living experience. Otherwise, AWWA is an option. Okay. Now, both of you are being like Mumbai people, right? You both stay in Mumbai and have been born and raised in Mumbai. Uh, so what has
No, no,
been
no, no.
your
I am
experience
not
has
from
been
Bombay.
asked. You're not from Bombay, Ashka. So would you be able to help the student that, uh, because NMIMS doesn't really have have hostel. So would it be a problem if you are not living in Mumbai? I would personally like to ask both the seniors.
It does have a hostel actually. It's like near the college only, but I have no idea about how it is. But hostels do have a strict rule of, not going out after 10 or something, and the food is also not really that great. That is all I've heard because I don't have a first-hand experience. But yeah, in the second year, people, after making friends, they, take a flat together and they live there. So, having their own maid and cook and everything. So it's just the first year, I think, where people, have no idea about, PGs and hostels. But it's, I'm not sure if I've heard that the food and all is not great. They miss घर का खाना and everything. So yeah.
Ashka, how have you managed?
So, there are a lot of private hostels available all throughout the area, and all of those have their websites and everything. Students who get in can go there, check. They have all the amenities. In fact, they're way better than uh, you could imagine a hostel to be. They have an entertainment area, TVs, ACs, everything. So private hostels are good enough around this area and they are a lot, so there's not an issue. Other than that, there is also another availability of an NMIMS hostel. NMIMS does have a hostel, but it is advised to go in for a private hostel because the NMIMS hostel is not very convenient in terms of living space. So a private hostel is preferable in the first year until you get settled in Bombay. Then even I used to live with my get a flat, rented a flat and live around here. So and there are a lot of flats also available for bachelors. This is an entire area around this, an entire area of bachelors. All the societies would have bachelors and you'll get a flat easily, make friends, find flatmates, and get a flat and live there.
I think that was a very good perspective in detail, whoever wanted to know about the hostel. So, yes, these are the options which would be available for you. Uh, Addressing the next question we have here, Kushi and Ashka, is about recently heard that the BBA program will be extended to a 4-year course as pertaining to the international education requirement of 12 plus 4. Is this true? Tanishka, just to answer this particular question, it is as per the NEP requirement, National Education Policy, which would make sure that all the now the courses would be 12 plus 4. This question would be for you, Khushi. Have NMIMS mentioned anything about the 4 year? As of now, there is no information.
No, no, and I don't
No.
think suddenly, out of the blue, they would just, extend another year because people have other plans, after doing BBA. So I don't think so. It would ha be effective immediately.
Okay, so just to give you a clarification, all students here, as of now with NMIMS, there is no information of the 4th year. So as per the NEP, after completing your 3-year degree, you would be able to take an exit. Your 4th year becomes the year of honors, and it becomes optional. Now that completely depends upon university to university, but 4th year is optional. However, as we are talking about NMIMS, there is no information of the 4th year. So, Tanishka, I hope that answers the question for you. Uh, Now, when it comes to the other question we have for BBA, does one apply to the Anil Surendranath College of Commerce? Yes, Vedanta, that's the school name. So, NMIMS is the university, and under university, there are different colleges or school name. Anil Surendranath being one, Jyoti Dalal being the second one, which is a liberal school, liberal arts, college. So yes, that will be the college you would be applying for. And the website shows 5 year and 6 year integrated courses. What is it? What is the difference between the two? Ramari, I think what you're talking or referring to possibly is the postgraduate courses, because I have not come across, or we have students here studying. I don't think any of them have come heard across a 5 or a 6 year or a 7 year course. I don't know has there has been any kind of courses like that. So no. What is the sports? I think this is something which we did miss while we were discussing, the clubs and the fest. Does NMIMS really focus on the sports aspect? Kushi, you are the student with NMIMS. Do you have sports day in NMIMS?
I'm not really sure about that because I wasn't really aware about the, sports club events a lot. But I've heard like day before yesterday only they had chess, uh, you know, tournament match or something, chess. So sometimes, they keep like unofficially there are, people who go to the turfs, which is near the college only, and they play football or cricket or something. But I don't think NMIMS just has that club. They don't really promote, they don't have actually the campus, the area to play only. So I don't know, not really sure.
Okay. So basically, if you have the club, if you're joining a sports club, then definitely, you would be a part and you would know, but definitely they are towards, the sports and they are inclined. Uh, in the first year, Kushi, what are the subjects a student study? Would you be able to help us? And what are the subjects in the
Yeah.
first year?
So we had financial accounting where you have the maximum number of failures. And there are a lot of people who give the re-exam. And there's principles of management, you have microeconomics, and you have cost account. Like there's every type of accounting in every semester, if I'm not wrong. Like in first year, you have financial accounting. In the second sem, you have cost accounting. Now I'm having direct and indirect tax, and next sem there will be management accounting. So they have, some subject related to accounting each semester. Then you have macroeconomics, you have business ethics, you have effective communications. You have wait, you have Indian economy in the global scenario. There are a lot of subjects, they try to cover all the aspects, which you need to know about. And they have a really good course outline, so which helps you in the post graduation.
Okay. Coming to the next question, a very important one, in terms of placement, what are the packages students get? I have heard on an average around 5.5. That's on an average. Am I right or wrong?
So in terms of placements, it depends from company to company and the role that you're getting. But on an average, it is definitely a little higher above that because it is, I think, between 6.5 to 10.5, 11. That's the CTC that you get. That's an average range for any placement.
Okay. Now, while we are talking about placement, there is a very important aspect which I wanted to kind of ask both of you. Does the college have any extra aid for visually impaired students or disabled students? Or, general, does the college consider any special cases? We have one of a student asking this question, which is again very important. Ashka, Khushi, have you come across anybody who is aware of it? Have you come across students who are visually impaired or disabled?
I don't think so. I've come across anyone like that, but I'm not sure about if they have some policies like that.
Yes, that is something that they have to ask the college admin. Because I've also not come across any such case.
Quite as of now, we don't really have this particular answer, but what my suggestion would be, uh, uh, join the Telegram group for IMS, and please post this particular questions. If you have questions regarding university, I would appreciate if all the students can just ping there or mention or just ping me on Telegram asking these questions, because these are important questions. This need to be addressed. If we don't know the answer, we will find the answer for you. Okay, so quite just connect with me on Telegram. I will make sure I get the answer for you. Okay. Uh, Kindly explain about the different courses Bsc Eco, mainly the international business collab with Kingston University. Uh, Jayashree, these courses, when it comes to the difference is concerned, Bsc Economics and international business. Now, the name itself will tell you that the concept or the content what you would learn for both the courses would be completely different. The best thing you can do is you can go on the NMIMS website, look at the curriculum, and you would know. Economics will be more focused on micro and macroeconomics. There will be a little aspect of stats also coming to it, while international business will be more on the business aspect of it. It would be talking about the people management, international relations, how geopolitical risk is involved while you're doing the international business, how geographically change and the laws being changed, which would be involved. You would find some overlap, but not a lot. So that would be the main difference. Now, we have taken a lot of time from our panelists, and I want to ask a final question, which is there and asked by one of the attendees as well. And this is the final question here. Okay. Now, Ashka, coming first, let me check this with with Kushi. Kushi, 2 years with NMIMS. Okay. Do you think the decision what you have taken doing BBA with NMIMS, is it worth it?
See, first of all, getting into NMIMS is much easier than actually surviving NMIMS because you'll have a lot of second thoughts, you will regret, you will bitch about NMIMS all these, years. But when you look at the bigger picture, you know you have taken the right decision because it, pushes you to become the best version of yourself, improve your skills, and, also broaden your perspective about a lot of things. And you come across a lot of things you didn't have a knowledge about before. But and when you see people, your age having a lot of talent and you're intimidated by them and you also want to have some skills of yours and you always try to improve yourself. And so when you have midterms and internal tests, so you have a consistent study schedule because you have to study to get marks and you have to have a good GPA because you are known by that GPA and everything. So yeah, I think it is the right decision because there are other colleges which are not concerned about the knowledge they give you. Because they just at the end of the 3 years they just give you a degree. So you don't really learn a lot. You just go there for the degree. But here, more than attendance, you learn a lot of other things. So yeah, at the end, it's worth the money, it's worth your time, and it's worth all the struggle.
Worth the efforts too. Fantastic. Now, I think whatever you mentioned, Kushi, definitely I agree to that. But the right perspective would be provided possibly by Ashka. I think it's a rounded perspective, a well-rounded perspective. Uh, Ashka, being there for you, it will be been there, done that. Right.
Right.
Now, yes, absolutely. She's an alumni now. So, what exactly would be your perspective in terms of is what was the 3 years of BBA with NMIMS Mumbai? Uh, was it worth it, and why?
Uh, Definitely for any day, if you get into NMIMS Bombay, please get in. Do not miss this opportunity. I've come into MBA, same. I've literally moved across from one building to another, moved across the road. Being an MBA, working at studying with professionals having over 3 to 4 years of experience, 5 to 6 years older than me. I know NMIMS has given me the knowledge and the capability to stand in front of everybody and be who I am and not 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 be intimidated by them, but actually show my true capabilities. So that's something NMIMS has taught me very much. A, B, personality development, definitely NMIMS has done a lot for me. And the knowledge that NMIMS has given, I see today freshers who come out just from their undergraduation or people who work. I know that I do know a lot that they also know. There's too much. I know that I've seen it go through, that I've learned subjects that maybe none of them know. They came and I've taught them. So it definitely, knowledge and personality are the two things that NMIMS has developed, and I've grown over the years with NMIMS for sure.
Fantastic. Now, with this, I would like to possibly, just mention just last few words, which I would, I understand here is the fact that as whatever I've heard or have come across students who are from NMIMS, BBA course with NMIMS is one of the best ones. Okay, with them, what you would learn is possibly the personality development, as it has been mentioned. You would develop skills. You will definitely, come out as a person who is well knowledgeable and know what exactly he's doing. So that would be the takeaway from this session. Thank you so much, Ashka and Kushi, for taking out time and doing this with us. I really appreciate. And good evening, everyone. Do well and bye bye.